Hey everybody, I just wanted to check in. I know it's been a little while since I posted anything or I haven't taken any of the series any further. I've been keeping busy, combination of trying to get, this project done that I've been working on, and I've made quite a bit of headway. But I've also been fighting the heat. It's been pretty warm. Also, I had some health issues, nothing too major, but one of my medicines was causing insomnia, and I was going like days at a time without sleep, aside from like little cat naps. But good news, last night I like crashed hard. I was in bed before 9:30, and I did not wake up till 5:30. Like not once at all in the night did I wake up. So that was fantastic. I woke up this morning feeling much more refreshed. I got a lot done on my bookshelves, when moving stuff around, getting stuff mounted, starting to sort through some of the books. Um, that's what I've been working on. That and, coming to terms, trying to make peace with the current lifestyle changes. And trying to come to peace with who I am. Because for the last, 5 years or so, I haven't been me. Um, I've been a combination of a projection of, what my ex tried to shape me into, and, the part of me that was trying to discover myself. And those two kind of clashed. Um, my ex was very worldly, and I am more spiritual. And that's why the two kind of came to a head. But I finally sorted out which part is which. Some fun facts about me is a lot of people uh, mistake my intelligence. When I was younger, when they tested me, my IQ was 133, which is like pretty well above normal. Um, but where I was so smart as a kid, I got made fun of, so I learned to like hide it and play dumb a lot. Well, the problem is I did that so much I forgot how to get out of that. And that was one of the issues that I've had to work through recently. Um, so I'm trying very hard not to play the fool anymore, because too many people were believing it, and it was changing the view, and I don't really like that. The way people were viewing me. Um, Not because I need their validation, but because I want to live authentically. I that is my whole thing. I want to live with intention. I want my actions to match my words, to match my goals, my thoughts. And I haven't been doing that. I've been diving really deep the last couple years, getting to know myself and reshaping my both worldview and spiritual views. Um, I've come to terms with a lot of things in that regard that were holding me back, the last previous extent of my life. Um, and I know there's more to life than what I've had up to this point. And I know that door is getting ready to open too. It's a shame, that things couldn't have worked out a little bit differently, because I'm really not far from a breakthrough. I've learned not to speak too much until things are done, but there's some moves in motion. And I'm starting to get a lot of things that were out of control the last few years under control. Between my health, my finances, my faith, relationships. I got some company coming tonight that I've been very much looking forward to lately. Um, because they've been helping me a lot, sort through some of that. It's good that I've been making some more positive influence friends, even though I've only got a handful. They're there. And I know, they're good people. And I think that's the important thing. I'm tired of dealing with selfish-minded people that only want to consider what they can get out of others. I'm really done with that mentality. That's not going to get us further in this world. And that's a mistake a lot of people make. They think it's going to get them ahead. And there's the illusion that it does, but it's just not worth it. There's better ways to, live, to operate, to get what you want. But, some people can only know what they've been showed in life up to that point. And no matter how much, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, And that was the cycle I was stuck in, I unlocked all this knowledge and understanding of who I am, and I thought I could, save other people and teach them to live as authentically and feel as good about themselves. And I overestimated my ability. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm here to help them find and pinpoint things that need to change. That's one of my gifts. I can see into people and figure out what their roadblocks are. Oh, excuse me. That, and I'm a good friend. I'm solid. I'm one of them rare breeds that you're not going to find too many of in this day and age. But that's okay. We're making a comeback. People like me, we're starting to stand up a little more. I can feel the shift in the world. Some of us are starting to separate ourselves. It's a phase, we're going through. Getting prepared for what's coming next. And I'm really excited for that too. I was hoping, I would have certain people with me, and not just one in particular, but I've been thinking about a lot of my friends that I've moved on from. I don't have a single one left. Of all the friends I've had from, childhood at different points in my life, don't get me wrong, there's a couple that I could reach out to and we're still in good terms, but as far as people that actually associate with me, there's none. Of my old friend group, let me correct that, because I have new people. I've met a lot of people through the church, and that's been fantastic because I know there are people more in line with what I'm looking for in life. So that's made it a lot easier, One of the tricks is, if you're looking to meet new people, hang out in places that people are going to match your mentality. And that's definitely, one of the tricks that I've learned. But yeah, I just wanted to, I know the last time I checked in, I've been kind of a mess, and I know on social media I've been kind of stuck on this loop, trying to get past these things. And I'm starting to come through because, again, I came to the realization that it couldn't have ended any differently. It wouldn't have. So, it is what it is. And now I have the opportunity of more. Bring it on. But when the time is right, I've got some moves to make yet. Like I said, I've got a couple things on the line that I want to see how much further I can take them. And I'll give updates, as things progress. But yeah, I have goals, and again, now I know to live intentionally. And that's helping me to get less distracted like I used to be. I've been doing real good on keeping my habits, cleaned up. I'm very thankful for that. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning, because I'm not at all tired. Well, probably because I'm coming down from the adrenaline rush, because it's time to, slow down. I got to go sit inside for a while, for other reasons. But now that I'm winding down, it's that adrenaline's falling down. I was just moving a bunch of stuff. And it's pretty warm out here. I mean, not ridiculously hot. I mean, I don't have the doors open for the cross breeze, but, it's stuffy but comfortable right now. But when I was moving around, it was, I was pretty drenched from the sweat. But again, it's, good things don't come without putting in effort, and that's kind of been the theme of life lately. That's what happened in my relationship. Was I was asking for reciprocation on effort, and it wasn't there. And the same thing with this project. I've been held up on it because I haven't been putting the effort in. I've been, in my head, stuck in this space and fighting with the, weather and the temperature and all that, and it's all, excuses to sit still. And the last few days I've pushed myself, and it's getting me somewhere. So you got to keep forward momentum, even if it's only a slow roll. But you can't. You got to be real careful about sliding backwards. Because I was starting to do that at one point, and I cannot have that. I've worked too hard to get to where I'm at, and I want to get further. So I've been trying to be very mindful of that, trying to catch myself, from going back to those old ways of thinking that don't really serve me. But that's what's going on. I have started to make some notes because the next video series I want to do on my channel is going to be like a Bible study series where I take particular parts of Scripture and translate it to modern day usage for everybody to use their day-to-day life. Excuse me, like I do for myself. Unfortunately, it's all up in here. I don't really put it down on paper. I wish I did. But I'm going to start, doing that more often. But I'm not ready yet. Again, I've still been juggling a few things. I'm hoping that the visit that I'm going to get tonight from company is going to help too. I think it's going to... There's a discussion I know is coming that's going to open up some... I anticipate will open up some things in that thought process. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm learning to be myself more. I don't shrink around people, I used to do that. That was why I had to get rid of my old friend group. Because none of them would take me seriously because I shrank down so much in front of them. And I can't have that. People that see me, from here forward need to see who I really am. And that's how I'm going to have real friends. I can't have real friends if I'm being fake. And I was toning myself down, and I'm not supposed to be doing that. That's not how I'm supposed to live. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to check in because I know some people worry about, my mental health. I'm actually in a really good place right now. I've been better, but I've also been much worse. I'm actually in a fairly decent place right now, pretty mid-level. And moving forward. Steady progression. So that's what's going on with me, and that's what's going on with the future here on the channel. Again, there will probably be another radio silence for a little while I wrap things up and get some things caught up. but I am hitting the books hard, and I am getting serious about, the future. We got a lot to do, and I really hope a lot of you will join me on it, because it'll absolutely be worth it, I promise. All right, so for now, just keep taking care of yourself, try and help take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one.